Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's take seats. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. We are going to sing Where's Our Cantor, though? We have lost our cantor. Here we go. So let's sing some Hanukkah songs. Get in the spirit. It is night number 2.
My friends, I think we might know this one. Some of you were on Zoom with me last night. I'm just filling some time while our tefillah band comes up and gets ready in the key of C. I think some of you last night were with me singing this favorite Hanukkah classic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I have a little dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin. And when it gets all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Next slide. Woo! Here we go. Hanukkah, oh
Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather around the table, we'll give you a treat. City won't you play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
one more time. Hanukkah,
Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Civil to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Thanks, everybody. So happy Hanukkah, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. It is great to see all of you. If you're new to Temple Beth Elohim, we welcome you. This is our TGIS service, which means 3 things. Because we don't have family services at Temple Beth Elohim. I grew up with family services. That was code for once a month, the service that welcomed children into the sanctuary. And we don't do that because every Friday night we welcome our children into the sanctuary. So what's TGIS? Well, the music's a little different. We try not to go for more than an hour. And our expectations are a little different in terms of if people want to dance and clap and sing. But if you think your child needs a break, or you think your neighbor thinks your child needs a break, you can hear the service in the atrium. We just ask that you supervise them outside. And I can say honestly that in terms of building Jewish identity, from someone who spent plenty of time with my father outside of the sanctuary, sometimes hiding in the coat closet in my synagogue, it still works. We're just glad you're in synagogue on Shabbat and Hanukkah. So it's great to see all of the children for TGIS. We invite you to represent our community by giving tzedakah, because on Shabbat, we're about to put the phones and the errands and the monies away, but the last thing we do before Shabbat arrives is give tzedakah, our charity. So, while adults in our midst are introducing themselves to the people around them, let the children in our midst give tzedakah. Cantor Rosenberg and Rabbi Coleman have a bunch of coins. You don't need them because a lot of people don't carry coins or even dollars anymore, but we'll help you out. So introductions, tzedakah, and then we're going to begin together. Don't be shy. We welcome people on Zoom as we're still introducing ourselves. But let's have our tefillah band lead our music. We're grateful you're here.
The words are Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Chag Simcha hu la'am. Nes Gadol hayasham. Nes Gadol hayasham. Chag Simcha hu la'am. Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Chag Simcha hu la'am. Nes Gadol hayasham. Nes Gadol hayasham. Chag Simcha. Last time, Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Chanukah hu Chag Tov. Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov.
All right.
Tzedakah.
So we are now going to light our Hanukkah candles. We have a busy Hanukkah-filled weekend. Sunday morning is our annual Dreidel Dash, our 5K fundraiser supporting our TBE fund, and we would like to call upon all the volunteers that helped with the Dreidel Dash to come onto the bima to light our Hanukkah candles for night number 2.
And I know that Hannah has been sitting out in the atrium for any last-minute registrants.
I know people worked on the Dreidel Dash. Is anyone here that wants to light the candles?
Come on up.
Come on up.
Yes, Lucas, come on up.
It was a lot of work.
That would be nice, yeah. Let's try to get Hannah. Hannah, if you can hear us, come on in.
And then unlike last night where we said 3 blessings for night number 1, tonight we say 2 blessings. One for the candle lighting itself and one acknowledging the miracles that occurred on that day
Our fearless leader.
centuries ago. So let's join together the blessing for the Hanukkah candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Second blessing, we're going to add Emotenu in there from the top. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavotenu ve'imotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
And then on the next slide, singing together.
Ma'otzor Yeshuati Lechanae Lishabeh. If you're in 4th through 7th grade, let's stand up. On Beit Tefilati
ושם תודה נזבח.
Let's all rise.
ליצחים מטבח, מצר המנבח. אז אגמור בשיר מזמור, חנוכת המזבח. אז אגמור בשיר מזמור, חנוכת המזבח. So now let's all be seated. We thank you for leading us, Dreidel Dash volunteers. Sunday is a big day. In the evening, we have our big Hanukkah concert featuring our own Noah Aronson, and we will be honoring Noah as well for 18 years in our community. It's our big annual fundraiser, and you can still come, 6 o'clock, although we have a big crowd, so let us know. So we'd like to call upon volunteers who have been working on the Noah concert, the Let There Be Love concert, to come forward. We're grateful for all of your work. If you'll join Rabbi Sapphire for the lighting of the Shabbat candles.
Come on up. I see many of those on the Let There Be Love committee in our room tonight. I think I even saw Melanie somewhere earlier. Is she in the room too?
So for Hanukkah, we say the blessing and then light the candles. Of course, for Shabbat, we light the candles and then say the blessing. Because once we've said the blessing, we're not to light candles anymore. And that's why some people take their hands and cover the candles as though they're not lit. And then they expose them after the blessing. So we're going to light the candles first and now say the blessing and then reveal their light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you all for enabling us to celebrate Noah as well as our community on Sunday. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great, great night. Let's continue our celebration here in the sanctuary. Now that we've welcomed in the second day of Hanukkah, welcomed in Shabbat, we continue with our liturgy, the words L'chadodi, welcoming Shabbat into our hearts, bringing in that day of rest, of family, of community, of being together.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad
Keep and remember a single command.
Adonai echad u'shemo echad
That we can feel God everywhere.
L'shem u'tiferet ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי
is awake. Awake and sing.
שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך בגללך דודי לקראת קלה שבת נקבל
And face the sanctuary. After a busy week, we finally get to welcome our day of rest and family and friends. We welcome Shabbat.
Boi v'shalom, atzeret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emuneh.
Once again.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam
This year, our students in our learning programs have been studying Am Yisrael and how we come together as a people all throughout our world. And there is a spirit that unites us all. So let's think of that unity as we turn to the words of the Shema, center ourselves, our beings, our bodies, quiet our souls, page 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad
The Shema continues page 154 with the Ve'ahavta. Let's join together. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לעוץ על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם
אדוני אלוהיכם.
Each and every night we celebrate with words of redemption from the Micha Mocha, page 158. Although especially on Hanukkah, the theme of redemption and freedom feels quite fitting. And this is a text that we set to the tune of our holiday melody.
Let's join together once it becomes familiar. Hopefully that's right up top.
Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Amen.
And so as we enter into this time of both darkness and night, we are reminded that there is always a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace that is over us. And this melody, created by Noah Aronson and Cantor Suffren, has become somewhat of an anthem. So let's warm up for Sunday with our tefillah band. Rabbi Sapphire will help lead us with our hand motions. And let's really fill the room with our voices. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding
understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
So let us transition to the central prayer of our service, the Amidah, as we invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we open our hearts to gratitude.
Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu b'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rab Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umidam Elach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, ונאמנתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. So we'll now just take a moment of silent reflection, moment for the prayer of your own heart. We'll join back together for Oseh Shalom, our prayer for peace. That is what we are doing. It's hard to not think about all that's going on the other side of the world in Israel as Am Yisrael fights a war in Gaza and seemingly a war across the world in the media. I know a lot of us have been feeling this inner tension, this inner turmoil that matches the dysfunction that we see on the outside. So now that we're all here together in community, I think it only makes sense to raise our voices as one, sing a prayer for peace, thinking of all those who are in harm's way. And together we sing Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom. Let's all raise our voices. Bimromah. Oseh Shalom. Bimromah. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oseh Shalom.
We now have the opportunity on the second night of Hanukkah, on this Shabbat, to lift our prayers up for those in our lives who are suffering, whether that be mental, physical, or spiritual. So we're a big group tonight, and if folks want to stand up, we're going to have our clergy moving around to meet you so that we can take names of those you're thinking of. And of course, we'll add to the prayers anyone who was hurt.
So if you're thinking of a person in need of healing, we invite you to rise or raise a hand so we can acknowledge you. So thinking of all of them, we continue with the words, Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu
bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Ishebeach imotenu bekol habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So some say the first night of Hanukkah was not a miracle at all because there was one night's worth of oil. And so for it to last one night, what's the big deal? But it was a miracle. So what was the miracle the first night? Because other rabbis say that was the biggest miracle of all. And the biggest miracle of all was that they lit it in the first place. Why light it for one night if it wasn't, they needed it for 8? But the miracle was that they actually lit the oil at all. It wasn't God's miracle, it was something that they did. Day 2 begins God's miracles, when the oil lasted longer than it should have, when something happened that was not that natural. So this is day 2. So for our Shehechianu moments, I'm going to ask for those miracles that we can't take any credit for. We didn't do it. We give our thanks to God. And Don, I'm looking at you because you weren't here last week, but we acknowledge your health. But it's good to have you back because you can do a lot right. Your doctors can do a lot right as well. And yet for some, that doesn't do enough. So we're just deeply grateful for something beyond. And I count a birthday in that same category. You can live a healthy life, but to celebrate another year around the sun takes God's work. So raise your hand if you celebrated a birthday in this past week, because we want to celebrate with Shehechianu. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Anyone have a 0 at the end of that? If you have 2 zeros at the end of that, it's a really big day. How about an anniversary? Oh, how about any God-given moment, health, or something you did this week that you didn't think you could ever do, but something came? Raise your hand. Oh, David. Celebrated the birth of a child? First child, Mazel Tov. So for the miracles of life, for love, for health, let's give thanks to God. Words of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh. Let's say Amen all together.
Rabbi Harper, what time is it? almost 1:45 because I want to share a few brief words because this is TGIS, where we try to give a message for adults and children all at the same time. Now, we've had wonderful music, and we're going to have really wonderful music soon. You wanted to say a word about our musicians. You want to do it now?
Thank our musicians. There are so many of them. Like if this were a pit and an orchestra, I mean, it would be so full. But we have our high school tefillah band in the house tonight, and so
Yasher Koach.
Ada and Levi and Lev and Asher and Gabe and Ethan, I just want to say Yasher Koach. And if you want to be in tefillah band one day after Bar Mitzvah, you can be. Also to Ilan, Ben, and Noam, our house band, Toda Rabbah for uplifting our worship.
So soon we're going to invite our youth choir to sing Hanukkah. And I looked at the repertoire and something really stood out. They're going to sing 3 amazing Hanukkah songs called Lots of Latkes. Then it even gets better. I Am a Latka. And then Sufganiot, which means literally donuts. So our Hanukkah repertoire, 3 things. What do they have in common? They're all really yummy, somewhat unhealthy foods, yes. All cooked in oil. So what I thought I would do is just share a brief word about why I think oil is so important. And I'm not much of a scientist, but I thought it would be kind of fun to do a science project. So, in the Middle East, where does the oil come from? Olives. So, a black olive. Now, if I put a black olive in a cup of water, let's see what happens. Ooh. What happens? Some people know that this is why they put toothpicks in olives. It sinks. The olive sinks. Now, let's remember that the olive sinks, and I'm going to take out the olive and put it, let's see, we'll pour out the water, and I'm going to grab the olive. And now what I'm going to do is, you see that olive there? I'm going to start to grind it. I'm going to make it really stressful and painful. What's really painful in life? Yeah? Life. Now, how about homework? Yeah? Homework and? Or homework. I can think of a lot of things that can be really challenging in life. Sometimes it might be health. Sometimes it might be relationships. Sometimes it might be a new home or new friends. But you know what happens to an olive when you put it under a lot of stress? It actually transforms. And can you see what it becomes? Oil. Wow. I did that with my own hands. Now let's see what happens when we pour the oil in the water. The olive sank, right? Oh, you might not be able to see it. The oil actually does the very opposite. It floats. So what is one reason we cook all of these foods in oil? I actually think it's to remind us that sometimes it's in the dark periods of our lives that the greatest changes occur, which we call transformation. Sometimes our greatest spiritual growth actually occurs when something unintended happens to us. And we look back and we realize that we've been transformed. And if we surround ourselves with a lot of love and community, we actually don't sink, but what happens to us? We rise, we float. So I hope as we listen to our songs of Hanukkah, which, yes, are about lots of fried foods, potatoes and bread and sweets. You can fry anything, right, Rabbi Sapphire? Twinkies like in the Midwest, Oreos. But when we think of the oil on Hanukkah, let's think that sometimes, even when life is dark, and it is in many ways for the Jewish people right now, God willing, through the strength of our Jewish identity, we will rise and we will be better by experiencing all of what we're experiencing now. So with that, I'd like to call upon our junior choir to sing lots of latkes. I am a latke. And donuts.
First. Yeah, thank you so much, Rabbi. I must have been very hungry when I selected the songs for junior choir this year. We're going to call them up and we're going to move that over there. All right, my friends, find your spot on the bima. Let's get ready. All right, band, you guys, is the band ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody, sufganiyot again. Sufganiyot, gonna make some sufganiyot. So yummy in the middle. Sufganiyot, gonna make some sufgani. And if donuts were not enough, we would need to eat some latkes. So my friends, are we ready to sing lots of latkes? My group's gonna be Blake, Tashay, and Over. Hannah and Ellie, Over, you're gonna follow Ethan and Cantor Josh. Let's start together. Lots of latkes. I have asked our 4th and 5th graders in our junior choir to help us lead a very wordy latke recipe that is sung to a very favorite melody of ours. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scattering oil in the town. I made you and what for me. I can't be eating cooking as I do. I need someone to take me out and cook me, for I live in a royal stew. Every holiday has food so special. I like to have that same attention too. I don't know what to spend life in this blender, wondering what I'm supposed to do. Masa and harosika for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Lindsay's on Shavuot are delicious, and your fillet fish no holidays without. What it is that I'm supposed to do. You see, there are so many who are homeless, with no jobs, no clothes, and very little food. It's so important that we all remember that while we have most of the things we need, we must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones to feed.
I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. We'll find your adults. Good job. Such a good job.
As they take their seats, let's all rise in the sanctuary, page 586. Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol,
Lateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz.
Let's all be seated once again.
Bayom ha'hu, bayom ha'hu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo.
1,
We turn at this moment in our service to a moment of memory as we consider those whose lives were lights that went before us. If you are remembering someone this Shabbat, whether it is for a yard site for the anniversary of their passing, or you are in a more recent period of mourning, I'll invite you in the sanctuary, please, to rise. So we'll come around and hear their names spoken aloud, that they may continue to be a light to each of us. As we hear their names recited, we're remembering as a community those recently deceased: Ellie Clark, Arthur Gelb, Merle Goldman, Julie Greenberg, Betty Ann Kessler, Irving Wiseman, Joan Youngman, and yard sites in this week that I've been asked to read aloud: Evelyn Albert, Carol Kerr, and Ellen Schub.
I'm not sure we got everyone because we kind of went in different places. So has anyone been missed who's standing? I'll allow you to recite those names. Then let's all rise in support of the mourners in our midst and join Rabbi Harper.
On page 598. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayichon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Ulamei Almaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar V'yithaleh V'yithalal Shmei D'Kudusha Brichu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
We have three amazing Bar Mitzvah students leading us tomorrow. So Ike, Ben, Liam, if you'll come up with Rabbi Sapphire, and while you do, Rabbi Harper, any important announcements besides
Yes, you've
Sunday?
heard already. Sunday, we will see you in the morning. We will see you in the evening. We are excited to be with you. All throughout the week, we'll have opportunities to light candles as a community. You'll notice little candle lighting icons also in the e-blast, and particularly on Monday, I just want to note that'll be during the Elements intro, so that'll be a little before 7:30. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you at many, many wonderful things happening. Please check your handouts. And a couple of questions I heard. If you missed the book pickup last week, there is a form in this week's e-blast if you'd like to join the next order. And we are so excited for our next leaders of our community to lead us in Kiddush.
And Rabbi Rosenberg, Cantor Rosenberg, will be going to the community gathering for those who are staying for dinner and our youth group events this evening. That away. But let's first Kiddush and Motzi. You ready, everybody?
They're going to start us off with a strong Baruch, Rabbi. 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila lemigrae kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki
אותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו.
Raise them nice and high.
ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, take a sip, guys. It's juice. Here we go. Excellence. Rabbi Sapphire, will you uncover the challah? And then our junior choir and cantor are going to sing us out with a Hanukkah song. Awesome.
If you know it, come get ready.
With a beautiful, is that a Rabbi Harper challah we're looking at?
Sure is.
A Hanukkah challah. You want to say, how is that Hanukkah?
Oil lamp,
That's the oil lamp. Huh?
is
I should have
obviously an
known.
oil lamp.
Beautiful.
the original.
Beautiful.
All right, ready, guys?
Baruch
atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz b'te'ah.
Pull a piece of challah, take a bite, complete the mitzvah.
2, 3, 4.
And here we go together, everybody. Al Hanisim.
הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. Second part. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael.
Those staying for dinner, to the community gathering, Shabbat Shalom.
Toda Rabah to our Tefillah band and house band.
I think that is what the second.